Hi, this is Lee Bryant with On the Move Charlotte. I have Mike Fitton with me today. He's with Home Technology Solutions. How are you, Mike?
I'm great, Lee. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy for you to be here. So, as everyone knows, we're kind of just reaching out with some of our vendors, having some conversations, learning about businesses that they have. Maybe they're doing things differently during this COVID time. Maybe they're not. So, Mike, if you would tell us a little bit about Home Technology Solutions and your scope of work and the type of business that you do.
Yeah, absolutely. So great to be here. Thanks for having me. As you mentioned, I'm with Home Technology Solutions. We're based in Matthews and we serve the greater Charlotte area. Been in business since 2001. And we really focus on both residential and commercial, about 70% residential, 30% commercial. But in the residences, we focus on really any kind of technology in the home. So that could be home theater, audio, video. We also do a home automation, which is a big thing right now. So being able to automate things like lighting and shades and your music and your TV and your security. We do surveillance and we do home networking. So we have seen a lot of interest for our products and services over the years. And actually, in the wake of this pandemic, we've seen people who are now in their homes a lot more, whether they're working or their kids are learning, or hopefully getting a little bit of entertainment around that as well. And people are realizing the need for really good quality technological infrastructure in their homes. So
Mm-hmm.
that in a nutshell is what we provide.
Yeah, that's awesome. Would you say that most of your work is from a new construction standpoint? If someone was building a home, I know that you can come in at that point and really put everything behind the walls, make
Mhm.
the home smart, really geek it out. Or is a lot of your clients existing homeowners and they're tweaking their systems? Or is it a good blend of both?
It's kind of a good blend of both. We definitely do a lot of new construction because, as you said, when it's just a frame, you can kind of go all out, and you don't have to worry too much about cutting holes into drywall and that kind of thing. But
Mm-hmm.
we also can retrofit homes. So, and we can actually do it usually without making too much of a mess. Particularly in this area, as most homes are on crawl spaces, we can get under there. Most homes have attics, and you can usually find some creative ways to get wiring inside of walls and give customers what they want. So it's a good blend, new construction. But for sure, if somebody is in their home right now and they want to maybe set aside a room as a media room where they can watch movies or play games or TV or whatever the case may be, that's very, very doable in almost all homes that we see. We
Mm-hmm.
have a team with over 50 years of experience of doing this, and so they are usually really good about being able to find ways to get wiring done without causing Swiss
Mm-hmm.
cheese on the walls.
If someone who is working at home now a lot more than usual needed to create a space where they can run Zoom meetings like we're having
Mhm.
now or do education, can you also help set up home office so it's more functional for that?
Absolutely. So a lot of what we're seeing a demand for right now is home networking. So most
Mm-hmm.
people, they get their internet from the cable company or maybe AT&T or Windstream in this area, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the company comes in and they provide usually a all-in-one modem, router, and wireless access point. And
Mm-hmm.
it might be put under the stairs or in a corner of the house. And of a house of any decent size, really 2,000, 2,500 square feet and up, that's just not enough to supply internet and Wi-Fi to all corners of the home. And now
Sure.
when people are home and like you said, they're doing Zoom meetings and they're doing these things that are bandwidth intensive, they're starting to see that their networks aren't holding up. So we're able to go in and provide wireless access points in areas of the home that we strategically place so that the entire home has full coverage, it's high speed. And we also like to try to make sure that all devices that can be hardwired are hardwired.
Mm-hmm.
So for example,
Right.
if you have a desktop computer or a gaming system or something like that, that you're not picking up and taking with you or moving around the home, then hardwire that. So that saves that Wi-Fi bandwidth for devices that you don't hardwire, like your laptop or your cell phone or tablet or
Sure.
that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, we've seen a lot of interest in that, particularly as you mentioned, in the past month or two, as we're all at home. And so,
Oh, yeah. You've got two or three kids on Chromebooks. and iPads and cell phones and laptops just like before, but everybody's home at the same time, doing it at the same time.
Yeah, and we see a lot of people who say, hey, I'm paying for 100 megabytes, 500 megabytes, a gigabyte of service from my ISP, from Spectrum or what have you, and I'm not getting that kind of speed and that coverage. Well, that's because that's just getting it to that particular point in your home, and you really you need to have a home network infrastructure that can distribute that bandwidth to, again, all four corners of the home, so that everyone can get that speed and that coverage.
So when you're having these conversations with the homeowners, maybe before you would schedule a time to come out to the house, are you doing some consultations via FaceTime or Zoom before you get to that point?
We are, definitely. So we are taking advantage of really anything that the customer would like to do. We're in a maybe a advantageous spot because we are a technology company, so we can kind of adapt to whatever the customer would like to do, be it Zoom or Skype or FaceTime. We're comfortable with all those different platforms, and we can have those kinds of video meetings on whichever client or whichever service the client would like to use. So,
right.
And then,
that's awesome.
And then when we go into the home, we are an essential business right now, so we are open and we are doing work and actually quite busy, but we do take every precaution. So we are making sure that, of course, we're keeping 6 feet of distance from not only the technicians and the clients, but the technicians themselves. We have secured quite a bit of sanitizer that we're using quite a bit, and different wipes. So for example, if we are in your home and we're touching your remote control, or if we are touching any kind of piece of equipment that you have, we'll be sure to wipe that down before we leave, make sure that everything is sanitized, and that everything sort of is put back and sanitized when we're finished.
That's awesome. I think it's really cool that you're able to speak with people on a technology platform. It just shows off what you already have and can do for them. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
So it sounds like with all the accommodations that you're making, there's no reason now not to pull a trigger on a potential technology upgrade like this.
Absolutely, yeah. And we have clients who are wanting to do it now because they need it now, quite honestly, and they can benefit from it most now. We have clients who realize that they will need this in the future, so they're interested in talking with us, and then maybe they're not going to install it until July or August, which is totally fine as well. And then we're talking with several people in the past couple of weeks who feel like we're probably, even when we recover and we do come out of this, which of course we will, but we may not get completely back to where we were before. So a lot of the things that we used to do on the outside, we may not do as much anymore. We might not pack 250 people into an auditorium to watch a movie. Not everyone is going to be comfortable with that, even when we're allowed to do that. And so, there's options to be able to provide that kind of an experience at home now, for a price that is not nearly what it was even 5 or 10 years ago. So we can do some things with very inexpensively that are rival what you would hear in a movie theater in town. So
yeah, that's awesome. I do expect that there'll be a little bit of a shift in how people handle technology. On the other side of this, I think that there'll be more of a use for it, more working from home in general.
Yeah.
So this business is certainly not going away anytime soon.
Yeah, I hope so. I think that I think you hit the nail on the head. I think people are going to realize that there is a lot that you can do at home. There was already a little bit of a trend this way anyway, and I think that this pandemic has only amplified that. So I think that it will become more and more important to have a really strong technological infrastructure in your home going forward. And, that's something that fits obviously very nicely in our business model.
Yeah, sure does. So. Well, we appreciate you, Mike. Thank you for being here today. And I'll make sure to put your contact information in the comments section of this video, okay?
Perfect. Thanks so much, Leah. It was great being here.
Yeah, you're welcome. Have a great day.
Thank you.